Hey, welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and today we're diving into Netflix's brand new animated series, Jentry Chau versus the Underworld. With animation series on Netflix, such as Arcane, it's hard for anything to stand out against that. Like anytime something fantasy comes out, everyone compares it to Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. Well, I'm here to tell you Jentry is worth watching. It might not have Arcane's budget, but it has some magic to it. Let's get into why you should watch this. Right from the jump, this series feels deeply personal, thanks to creator Echo Wu. Wu has poured her heart and her spooky Texas childhood into this love letter of a show. She even grew up with a psychic aunt who casually saw headless ghosts floating by. This authenticity seeps into every corner of Jentry Chau, giving it a uniquely heartfelt tone that balances humor, family, and freaky supernatural action. At its core, the show is about Jentry Chau, a Chinese-American teen voiced by the hilarious and talented Ali Wong. Jentry is juggling high school's normal horrors, crushes, cliches, and way too much homework. When she finds out she's being hunted by a demon king for powers she's tried to suppress, she teams up with a weapon-savvy great aunt, played by Laura Tan Chin, and a millennial-old Jiangxi Chinese hopping vampire, played by Sheng Wang. And if you're going to need a supernatural fighting team, this is the team you'd want. The vibes I get from this series is something akin to Jackie Chan Adventures and American Dragon.
American Dragon, Dragon up, American Dragon.
Do you remember that? American Dragon.
He's the American Dragon.
There's the same blend of thrilling action, cultural richness, and laugh-out-loud moments, but Jentry Chau takes it a step further by leaning into its emotional depth and showcasing a distinctive Chinese-American perspective.
You have weird fiery hands!
Yeah, well, Shut up!
Let's talk about the animation. Titnat has knocked it out of the park here. The 2D style feels vibrant and dynamic, with fluid fight sequences and meticulously detailed environments. Whether it's capturing the texture of small-town Texas or the airy glow of an underworld monster, the visuals never fail to impress. The color palette is especially stunning, bright and bold, unapologetically supernatural hues of those greens and ghostly hues that you would expect to have within supernatural monster elements. Every frame feels intentional and layered, drawing you into Jentry's world. Music that slaps. Now the soundtrack. Oh my gosh. From the thumping beats to atmospheric melodies, it's the perfect accompaniment to every scene. Whether Jentry is battling Jiangxi or navigating awkward high school moments, it feels like the Spider-Verse level of thoughtfulness, adding another layer to the show's rich personality. I listened to the theme, the intro, almost every episode. Rather than doing the Netflix thing and just skipping it, because that's how much I was enjoying the theme. That's just to start off each episode. But as you go along, you'll know these themes and cues. When the music is heightened, you're there for it. But when it sits back and lets the story unfold with the drama, then you're there so much more for those upscaled beats with the action. I feel like Ali Wong has been in a lot lately and has been somewhat typecast. However, for this role, she is perfect, blending snark, vulnerability, and determination. Laura Tan Chin as Auntie is an absolute scene stealer and the kind of mentor we all wish we had. Lucy Liu, Bowen Yang, and Jimmy Yang round out the cast with stellar performances that add depth and humor to the supporting characters. Every line feels authentic and well delivered, making the characters feel alive and relatable. What I loved about the voice casting here is that they don't just play stereotypical characters that a lot of animated series fall into. A big part of this is the writing of these characters. Auntie is badass and mentor, yes.
You were born with these powers, Jentry. They're bound to your soul.
But her backstory is what makes her a layered character. All the main characters have been given enough development that the actors get to play a bit. Emotionally intelligent dialogue delivered by a talented team of writers, creators, and voice cast, making every line delivered emotional to listen to when it's needed, fun to listen to when they're delivering something funny. And then you get the complex nature of the drama and action combined, which is brilliant. This series is a tightly packed delight with 13 episodes at 30 minutes each. And the best part, it's a complete story. There is no cliffhangers or cheap setups for a second season. Just a satisfying, well-rounded arc that leaves you feeling full, but still wanting more. Themes that hit home. Echowood describes this as a show about facing your demons, and that the theme resonates on multiple levels. It's about self-identity, cultural heritage, and family, all wrapped up in a supernatural package. The tone walks a fine line between irreverent humor and heartfelt sincerity. But I don't just want to concentrate on the message of this series. It has them, sure, and it's not preachy. But what I want to talk about mostly is the supernatural horror elements, or horror as a theme. For a 12, this series really pushes the boundaries of what they can get away with. More than once, I remember thinking, wait, this is a 12, at least in the UK. And then I was thinking, wow, that's dark in other moments, because the monster creations are creepy. They're nightmare fuel for younger viewers. The horror theme within the story has consequences as well. So although this is a coming-of-age supernatural themed story with monsters, if our characters make a mistake, whether it's because of the immaturity of their age or their life so far as of yet, or simply because they have no good choices to make, those decisions stick. There's no get-out-of-jail-free card. In a series of supernatural entities, monsters, and magic, as a writer, you could very quickly write plot protection for your darlings. But as the famous quote goes, kill your darlings. As a writer, don't actually do that. This show isn't afraid of consequences, and because of this, the battles won feel earned. So my final thoughts is this. Jentry Chau versus the Underworld isn't just a great animated series. It's one of Netflix's best offerings this year. It's hilarious, heartfelt, and action-packed, with gorgeous animation, killer voice acting, and a soundtrack that will stay with you. Whether you're here for the ghost stories, the cultural richness, or just some good old-fashioned monster bashing, this show has something for everyone. So watch it, binge it, and savor it. I loved Arcane, and that series is on another level for sure. However, Jentry fills a much-needed gap in animation. It felt real and raw, even with the supernatural intertwined into the story. At its heart, it's about family and what we're willing to do for them. It's 5 out of 5 Nicolas Cages.
You got one.
Yes, I'm talking peak, iconic Nic Cage energy, wild, unexpected, and thoroughly unforgettable. If you enjoyed this review, let me know in the comments. Also, who's your favorite character in this series? I'd love to know. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.